You know when you see a piece of jewelry that's so intricate, so timeless, it looks like it was pulled right out of an ancient treasure chest? Well, that's the magic of wire wrapping. It's an art form that's been around for literally thousands of years. And the best part? It's something you can absolutely learn to do yourself.
I mean, just look at this piece. Take a second to really see the details. The tiny little coils, the way the wire weaves around that pearl, holding it perfectly. It's so elegant and looks unbelievably high-end. This is exactly the kind of masterpiece that wire wrapping lets you create.
And that really brings us to the big question, right? This thing looks like it belongs in a museum, but could you really make something like this with your own two hands? And the answer is a huge, resounding yes. So let's break down exactly how you can get started on that journey.
Okay, so first things first. Every great craft begins with really understanding your materials. And for us, that all comes down to the wire itself. Believe me, it's not all the same, and knowing the difference is pretty much the key to everything.
So this is a really important concept, wire hardness. Think of dead soft wire like it's modeling clay. It's super bendy, really easy to shape, and perfect for making organic, swooping designs. But half-hard wire? That's your workhorse. It has a bit of springiness to it, so when you bend it into a clasp or a frame, it actually holds its shape. You'll be using half-hard for most of your projects. And here's a pro tip that's going to save you a ton of frustration and money. Please do not start with expensive sterling silver. Just don't. Grab some cheap copper or plated wire to practice on. This lets you get the feel for it, make all your mistakes, and not worry about it. Then, once you're feeling confident, you can graduate to the good stuff for that truly professional, beautiful finish.
All right, you've got your wire picked out. Now what are you going to use to actually shape it? Your tools. And these aren't just random things from a hardware store. Think of them as extensions of your own hands. They are the keys that are going to unlock all your creative ideas. The good news is you don't need a huge workshop. You just need a few essentials. Over here, we've got the big three in pliers. Round nose for making perfect loops, chain nose for getting into tiny spaces, and flat nose for a good, solid grip. You also absolutely need flush cutters. They give you clean, flat cuts that won't snag on clothes. And then, to take it to the next level, you have a bench block and a hammer. These let you actually forge the wire, hammering it flat to create these gorgeous, light-catching textures. Okay, before we dive into making things, a really quick but super important note on safety. Anytime you cut or hammer wire, tiny little bits can go flying. So please, the one rule you can't ever break is this: always, always wear safety glasses. It's non-negotiable.
So we've got our wire, we've got our tools, and our safety glasses are on. Now it's time for the fun part, actually creating something. We're going to start with a design that's been around for thousands of years and see how it becomes the foundation for some truly mind-blowing stuff.
A fantastic first project is the Egyptian coil. It's almost meditative to make, and the result is just beautiful. As you can see, you're just making a bunch of little spiraled links, and then you interlock them, one by one. And just like that, you've created this incredible chain that looks great on its own, or with a cool bead in the center. It's an ancient technique that's still so stylish today.
And once you've mastered that simple coil, you can build up to some amazing complexity. This quote really captures that next step perfectly. You can use a super fine wire, one that literally feels like thread in your hands, to sew tiny beads or pearls onto a thicker frame. You're basically stitching with metal. It's that mix of a strong structure and delicate detail that makes for real artisan work. Okay, you've built your piece. It's beautiful, but it looks really new, you know? So how do you get that amazing antique depth that makes it feel like a treasured heirloom? Well, there's a little secret for that. And that secret is called oxidization. It sounds technical, but it's basically a chemical process where you intentionally darken the metal. You let it tarnish all over, and then you polish off the high spots. What's left is all that dark finish sitting down in the recessed parts of your weaves. It creates this incredible contrast that makes every single tiny detail just pop.
And wow, this slide says it all, doesn't it? Just look at the before and after. On the left, it's a lovely, shiny pendant. It's nice. But on the right, after oxidization, the piece just has so much more character, so much depth. The details aren't just there anymore, they're being shown off. This is the technique that takes a piece from handmade to professionally crafted. It's a game changer.
So there you have it. From understanding the difference in your wires to picking out the essential tools, learning those foundational coils, and adding that incredible professional finish, you now have the whole roadmap. And at the end of the day,
It really all comes back to this one simple idea. Every single stunning, complex, beautiful piece you've ever admired started out as nothing more than a single, humble strand of wire. All that potential is just sitting there, waiting for you. Now all the incredible techniques and inspiration we've touched on in this explainer come from the amazing and comprehensive guide, Exquisite Wire Wrapping by Marlize Kasselman. It's just packed with detailed step-by-step projects that can take you even further on your journey. So, with the tools, the techniques, and a little bit of inspiration, the only real question left is, what amazing thing are you going to create first?